Hello children. Today we discuss about fundamental concepts of reaction mechanism of organic chemistry. So what is the simple meaning of a chemical reaction? By this term we understand conversion of reactants into products. Clear? This is the meaning, simple meaning of a chemical reaction means conversion of reactants into products. But beta, remember one thing, reactants are never directly converted into product. Between reactant and product, a very short life intermediate species is there. So, whenever an organic molecule reacts in presence of attacking reagent, before conversion into product, first it is converted into intermediate. Highly reactive species, very short lifetime, such as 10 to the power minus 6 seconds only, or even less than that. So very short lifetime of intermediate, and intermediate is immediately converted into product. So this is the simplest representation of reaction mechanism in organic chemistry. Now, how the bond cleavage takes place? There are two types of bond fission. In organic molecules, one is homolytic fission and the second one is heterolytic fission. Homolytic fission means the bond breaks in such a way that shared electron pair is completely transferred on one atom, or should I say it is equally transferred? Can you guess by this term homo? Homo means transference on single atom or equal distribution. Yes children, the meaning of homo is equal distribution, not unequal. Hetero is unequal. So homolytic fission means when the cleavage of bond takes place in such a way that the shared electron pair is completely transferred on one atom, that is heterolytic. When the shared electron pair is completely transferred on one atom, this is heterolytic cleavage. When the shared electron pair is equally distributed on both the atoms, then this is the meaning of homo. Homo means equal distribution, hetero means unequal distribution. Now we take both the cleavage in detail. So there are two chances of heterolytic cleavage, like one is when carbon chain is bonded with Y. Second option, carbon chain is bonded with a atom Z. If Y is less electronegative atom as compared to carbon, and Z, let us take it as more electronegative atom than carbon. So these are the two options where heterolytic cleavage takes place. When carbon is bonded with the atom Y, which is less electronegative as compared to carbon, or carbon is bonded with atom Z, which is more electronegative as compared to carbon, like halogen. If Z is halogen, chlorine, for example, we can take chlorine, bromine, all are more electronegative than carbon. Or here we can take hydrogen, because hydrogen is less electronegative as compared to carbon, or any other atom which is less electronegative as compared to carbon. So in both cases, heterolytic cleavage takes place. So let us discuss what happens here in these two cases. In first case, as Y is less electronegative as compared to this carbon, so of course the shared electron pair is completely transferred on carbon, because the shared electron pair will go towards more electronegative atom. So as carbon is more electronegative here as compared to Y, So this shared electron pair is completely transferred on carbon. So as a result, what do we get here? CH3 will carry a negative charge with this lone pair of electron, and this Y becomes a positively charged species. In second case, what happens? Here Z is more electronegative as compared to carbon. So now this shared electron pair is completely transferred on this Z. So now carbon becomes positive and this atom becomes negative. CH3 positive plus Z negative. So children, here two types of reaction intermediates are formed, and these both are the cases of heterolytic cleavage. So I think beta now meaning of heterolytic cleavage is clear. Okay, just listen the definition. When the covalent bond breaks in such a way that the shared electron pair is completely transferred on more electronegative atom, then this cleavage is termed as heterolytic cleavage. So first species where carbon is negatively charged and it has 8 valence electrons. This is termed as carbanion. Carbanion. Or also termed as nucleophile. Nucleophile. This positively charged carbon, it is termed as carbocation or electrophile. Carbocation or electrophile. So these are the two cases of heterolytic cleavage. Next case is homolytic cleavage and reaction intermediate. Homolytic cleavage takes place in that case like X if the electronegativity difference of these two atoms is very close. There is no large difference in the electronegativity of two bonded atoms like when carbon is bonded with X. If their electronegativities are almost same, then homolytic cleavage takes place. Shared electron pair is equally distributed on both the atoms, and homolytic cleavage generally takes place either on heating, in presence of sunlight, or on heating. What happens? The shared electron pair is equally distributed on both the atoms. So this is the way to represent homolytic cleavage. So as shared pair is equally distributed on both the atoms, so each atom takes one unshared electron. Such type of species or reaction intermediate is termed as free radical. This is termed as free radical. So children, till now we talked about bond cleavage, that how breaking of covalent bond takes place in organic reactions. Now we discuss about all these reaction intermediates in detail, like nucleophiles, electrophiles, carbocation, carbanion, free radical. So now we talk about all these. First reaction intermediate is carbocation. As it is clear from the name, carbon carrying positive charge. This is first condition. Positive charge should be present on carbon. So first condition for a carbocation, presence of positive charge on carbon. Second condition for a carbocation is 6 valence electrons. So species having positive charge on carbon and it has 6 valence electrons, that is termed as a carbocation. For example, if we take one we already discussed, methyl carbocation. Carbon has positive charge as well as it has total 6 valence electrons. How 6? Shall I tell or it is clear to you? Carbon has 4 valence electrons. due to the presence of positive charge, one electron is already released. It means now how many electrons are left with carbon? 3 are left with carbon and 3 are shared with hydrogen. So total it has 6 valence electrons and positive charge. That's why this species is termed as carbocation. So this is methyl carbocation. Similarly, we can take ethyl carbocation. Then this is an example of primary carbocation because this carbon is bonded with one carbon. Now we take example of secondary carbocation like this one. This is the example of secondary carbocation because this carbon is bonded with two other carbon atoms. Similarly, we can take a tertiary carbocation. This is tertiary carbon as it is bonded with 3 other carbon atoms. Remember beta, this concept we discussed in nomenclature that if a carbon bonded with one carbon, primary, bonded with 2, secondary, bonded with 3, tertiary. So these are primary, secondary, tertiary carbocation. Now we talk about relative stability of these carbocations. Of course, carbocation itself is highly unstable. Why? Because first, it is charged species and second, its octet is not satisfied. So, of course, this is highly reactive reaction intermediate. Now, regarding its structure, 6 valence electrons, that's why this carbon is sp2 hybrid carbon. So, its geometry, trigonal, planar, trigonal, planar. Geometry, sp2 hybridization and bond angle 120 degree. This is the structure of carbocation. 1p electron orbital remains unshared, not taking part in bonding. So now if we discuss about the relative stability of these 3 carbocation, beta here you can use 2 concepts. Either we can explain the stability by using hyperconjugation or we can explain the stability by using inductive effect even. Whenever a question comes regarding stability, remember one thing, the most important factor which we should use to explain stability is resonance, if applicable, right? If applicable, first of all, we are supposed to explain stability in terms of resonance. If resonance is not applicable in that particular case, then at second step, we should talk about hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation. If this is even not applicable, then at third step, we talk about inductive effect. So, beta, it is clear here we cannot take resonance in this case. But yes, by using hyperconjugation, we can explain its stability. How? Remember beta, this is alpha carbon. So 1 alpha carbon and 3 alpha hydrogen. So it will give 3 hyperconjugation structures. So this compound, as I am writing here, number of alpha hydrogen. So in this example, 3 alpha hydrogen. In this, these are the 2 alpha carbon. So 6 alpha hydrogen. In this case, 3 alpha carbon. So how many alpha hydrogen? 9. Beta, if you don't remember the concept of hyperconjugation, please check the previous video. They will discuss this concept in detail. So here I am only touching this concept. I am not explaining hyperconjugation again. So more are the number of hyperconjugation structures, more is the stability. So it is clear when we, in primary there is no hyperconjugation because no alpha carbon is there. Not primary, sorry, methyl beta. In methyl carbocation, no alpha carbon, so it cannot show hyperconjugation. It means this methyl carbocation is least stable and then stability increases on moving from methyl to ethyl then this secondary, then this tertiary carbocation, because number of hyperconjugation structures increases. Secondly, you can also explain this by using inductive effect. Here I am telling you both the effects, but better you use hyperconjugation because this is the priority order to explain the stability. In resonance, we discussed one thing, more is the dispersal of charge, more is stability. And more is the accumulation of charge at a particular point that will decrease the stability. Right, beta? Accumulation of charge at a particular point will decrease the stability and dispersal of charge will increase the stability. So now we know alkyl group is electron donating group. Again beta, I will tell for these concepts, please always before doing this stability order, learn the concepts of inductive effect, hyperconjugation, resonance, so that you can effectively use these concepts. So if you don't remember, please watch those videos again. So as alkyl group is electron donating, so due to this electron donating nature, it will shift the electron towards this carbon. And when it pushes the electron towards this carbon, it will decrease the density of positive charge on this carbon. So as it decreases the charge density, means it will increase the stability. Let us check this. It has two alkyl group. So from both sides, electrons are shifted towards this carbon. More dispersal of charge, more stable. In this case, from three sides, electrons are shifting. It means further decreases the density of positive charge. So when you move from primary to tertiary, density of positive charge on carbon decreases. So it will increase the stability. Clear beta, all these concepts regarding carbocation? Positive charge on carbon, 6 valence electron. This is the identification of carbocation. Then the stability order increases from primary to tertiary. Then geometry, sp2 hybridization, trigonal, planar. Now, how do we identify a free radical? Neutral species. Doesn't carry any charge. Second, having one unshared electron. And it is formed as a result of homolytic cleavage. Already discussed. So this is neutral species having one unshared electron. Again, highly reactive. Octet is not satisfied, although neutral, but still not stable because its octet is not satisfied. So examples like methyl free radical. One unshared electron is present on carbon. Similarly, we can talk about primary, secondary, tertiary free radical. Primary having bonded with one carbon chain. Secondary bonded with two carbon chains. Ethyl free radical. Isopropyl free radical. Then tertiary free radical. This is the example of tertiary. Tertiary butyl free radical. These are names. This is primary, secondary, tertiary. Now beta, if we talk about stability, again we will use hyperconjugation concept. Same 3 hyperconjugation structures, 6 hyperconjugation structures and 9 hyperconjugation structures. Same concept as we just now discussed in carbocation. So of course we can say stability order is similar to carbocation, increases from methyl to primary, secondary and tertiary. Use hyperconjugation. Then if we talk about its geometry, again same as we discussed in carbocation. This is sp2 hybrid carbon. sp2 hybrid carbon means trigonal planar. If I take the structure of this free radical, methyl free radical, one unused p orbital perpendicular to the plane carrying this unshared electron. sp2 hybrid, trigonal, planar. Clear beta about free radical also? Now the third reaction intermediate is carb anion. Identification first, carb anion means negative charge on carbon. Negative charge on carbon. Second condition is 8 valence electrons. Now by this second condition beta, don't get confused that it has 8 valence electrons means it should be stable. No, cannot stable. Why it is not stable? Although it has 8 valence electrons, charge is present and charged species are never stable. They are highly reactive. So again this is also highly reactive. Now we take the examples of free radicals. Examples of carbon ion, methyl carbon ion, CH3 negative. Just count the valence electrons. First condition satisfied, negative charge on carbon. 4 valence electrons of carbon, 1 extra, 5 plus 3, 8. So of course this is a carb anion. Then we take primary, secondary, tertiary carbon ions. Ethyl carbon ion. In secondary we are taking the example of which one? Isopropyl carbon ion. Then we take tertiary butyl carbon ion. So these are the examples of primary, secondary and tertiary. Now if I ask you which concept we should use to explain its stability, beta don't use hyperconjugation here because it doesn't satisfy the condition for hyperconjugation. That conjugated system either remember the condition or just check the video again, I will tell you. So no conjugation is present. Similarly, no vacant p orbital is there. So hyperconjugation is not possible here. So in this case, we will be using only and only inductive effect to explain its stability. How do we explain? By using inductive effect only. So just check. It is only bonded with hydrogen. Here this is bonded with one alkyl group. And we know alkyl group is electron donating in nature. So it will shift these electrons towards this side. Carbon which is already negatively charged. And in presence of methyl group, as electrons are pushed towards this carbon, means density of negative charge further increases. Charge is accumulated on this position, means this methyl group will decrease the stability of this carbon. More are the number of methyl groups, more is the donating effect, more is charge density on carbon, lesser is stability. So on increasing number of methyl groups, because electrons are shifted towards this side, it will increase the charge density on carbon and decreases its stability. So this is the decreasing order of stability. So stability order is just opposite to that of carbocation and free radical. Decreases in this direction. Now if we check its structure, 8 valence electrons, so sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization means it has tetrahedral geometry. Clear beta? So this is all about these 3 reaction intermediates, carbocation, carb anion and free radical. Last topic of today's lecture is nucleophiles and electrophiles. Nucleophiles, as the name is suggesting, nucleo word is related with nucleus. Phile means attraction. So nucleus loving species are termed as nucleophiles. Nucleus means positive charge. So these species, they have affinity for positive charge. As they have affinity for positive charge, it means themselves are either negatively charged. One option, they should carry negative charge. Like hydroxide ion, hydroxyl group. cyanide, or we can say carbanions, all carbanions. Nucleus loving, if a species has lone pair of electron, then also it can attract positive charge. So second condition, having lone pair, like H2O, it has lone pair, NH3, or substituted amines even we can take. They all contain lone pairs. So due to the presence of lone pair, they have affinity or attraction for positive charge. So these kind of species are termed as nucleophiles. Now let us discuss electrophiles. Now I think easily you can define electrophile, means electron loving species. What is electrophile? Electron loving species. Electron loving means itself either it carry positive charge like nitronium ion, all carbocations, or secondly neutral species which are electron deficient like BF3, octet is not satisfied. So such type of species are termed as electrophiles. So in organic reactions, electron pair is shifted from a nucleophile to a electrophile. So in this way, nucleophilic centers as well as electrophilic centers are present in organic reactions. So that we will discuss when we talk about the reaction mechanism of some specific reactions. So that's it for today. Revise all these concepts, beta.